I've got a guest with us, Mr. Brandon Armstrong. Brandon, how's it going, my man?
Going great. Going great. Just getting ready for another cold snap
It's
this
not
weekend.
it's still kind of new to people with you on live streams on TikTok because most of our live streams came from
YouTube.
uh, YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, we are opening up the chat just in case the trolls want to say something. They'll have that ability. So
Yeah.
anyway, the chat is open on the lounge, and I'm getting ready to open it up. Hopefully, open it up on. I still haven't fully figured out why it is that my chat client closes sometimes, but it does. I don't know why. I mean, it just does. I have no idea why. Anyway,
So
it's up and going. So
before we get started on our topic tonight, I want to fill everybody in. For those of you who were wondering about Starship Flight Test 7, it was a success with the booster catch. The ship unfortunately was lost, but that's to be expected because it was what was called the Block 2 type ship. That will happen from time to time.
yeah.
So I gotta say though, that booster coming back, that just the sound of that is incredible when it lights those engines and comes back.
Okay, yeah. I think the lounge might have messed up our title here. I'm just checking real quick. Hold on. I hate when it does this. On
I
YouTube,
love
that
when tech,
is.
I
Not.
love when technology does that.
Yeah, no. It's just annoying because it's like. Okay, yep. So let me fix this.
So yeah, that was a result of Starship Flight Test 7 today. Ship was lost. They caught the booster successfully. Hopefully there won't be too much of a turnaround between this flight and Flight Test 8.
Yeah. Um. It's crazy, man. It is.
Yeah, from what I understand, it had something to do with, I think, part of the flap caught fire or something on the ship, is what I heard.
You know what we're gonna do? We'll update it right here. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. Perfect. I don't know why it does this sometimes, but it does. And I don't HTTP it. I don't know why it does it, but what do you do? That, that, and update all. There we go.
So annoying that you have to do that.
There we go. Perfect. Okay. So, anyways, we are here, and yes, Brandon. I did watch the launch. It was still a successful launch. Um,
Yeah.
and you guys, we do have the chat opened. Um, I'm taking a look now. Miguel, welcome to the live stream. I'm just going to type here, make sure it's going through. Yep, it is. Okay. So whenever I type on the chat on the TikTok side here, Brandon,
Hmm.
I know when my client's working because Sappy will read it back. So that's what I
Right.
was doing. Um,
Okay.
anyway, we so we did watch that, and it was a successful. I think it's so cool how that it can the way them chopsticks can grab that booster.
Yeah.
Well, technically, the booster's going to the sticks. The sticks they're ready to be for it to latch onto. Cause the
Like I
sticks,
said, I gotta say, when it lights those engines for that landing on those chopsticks, it just sounds incredible when they do that.
yeah. Cause the sticks, they're steady. They don't move around trying to grab it. As in that way, they stay in one position, and then
Yeah.
the booster navigates itself to lock into it. And like the one guy said, the way it locked in, it's pretty small where it connects. You
Yeah,
know.
from what I understand, it's like a pin because I remember I had Casey describe it to me the first time they did it,
Hmm.
and he said it was like a pin that the booster sits on, and the arms come around the booster.
Yeah, like the pin. Well, it latches onto, and then the arms come down and lock on the
Yeah,
sides of it. I think.
yeah, I think so.
Basically, it's like they got latches on the arms, and when it comes and wraps around, it just locks in, which is
Mm-hmm.
pretty amazing. I mean, it's amazing the way that works.
It is.
Um, but it won't be long, and that's going to be something that we don't even bat our eyes about. I mean, it'll just come back and do it automatically, and it'll be 100%. It's
And I
all
think they're
about.
working towards catching the ship too next after they do these last uh, suborbital flight tests.
Let me tell you what. When it does that, that's going to be. And let me tell you, here's how this is going to be. That is what they're going to bring the ship back to land on. Okay.
Absolutely. And when they do that, it's
Okay.
going to mean that every part of that spacecraft is going to be reused.
That
Not
means
thrown away, not ditched in the ocean. It's going to be reused.
that means they'll be taking supplies to the moon to build that same device on the moon. Put that on the moon, and they can land the entire thing on the moon if they wanted to.
I don't know if they're actually going to build that on the moon because I don't know if it would work the same way on the moon because of lack of gravity.
Well, lack of gravity, that's it ain't gonna matter. It's controlled by thrusters, anyways. Even when it's coming back, it's
True.
the whole idea is for us to be able to launch and land on planets. So
Right.
now, I'm just saying, I think them arms are going to be in the future. You're going to see them arms on other planets, like Mars,
Oh, that'd be amazing.
and I believe there's enough gravity on the moon. There's not much, but I believe there's enough gravitational. Like I don't think that would be a problem. Now, but
Yeah, because the arms are on a tower. So, like, from how I've heard it, like the booster, when those arms are wrapped around, it's hanging off the side of the building upright.
well, yeah. So it's like just basically sit up against the side of the building.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the question is, do we really need to land the whole thing on the moon? That's their thing. If not, then they'll never put that on the moon. But if there's
No,
ever,
but I like the fact that the whole thing's going to be reusable no matter what we do with it. It's not going to be ditched in the ocean or burned up in the atmosphere like we had in the past.
right? I mean, we're still going to see them get rid of boosters eventually after being used so many times. They'll replace them. But
Oh, absolutely. But my point being, they're going to reuse those boosters multiple times before they make that decision. How many times do we use one before we replace it with a new one?
yep,
Which, in my book, is more cost effective than, hey, let's build a booster and ditch it in the atmosphere or the ocean after one time use.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, guys. So thank y'all for being here. Um, I probably will reconnect again later too to do a flight, but right now I'm going to talk about something that me and Brandon talk about a lot, and that's careers. Careers for people that have disabilities. You know, I did my school. I got my diploma. I got my degrees. I did the hard work. I did the training. I did the everything that I needed to do to be able to extend my career and go into something that, would, obviously make me successful. But here I am, you know, uh, well, what to say, a year later after no more college, and it has been absolutely crazy trying to get a job. Absolutely crazy. Um, I had one job, I had two interviews. Went to the second interview. See, the first interview, we did it over the phone, and they loved me. They loved me. They loved everything I had to say, everything that I pointed out. But then I went to the facility, and they showed me around. I sit in with a meeting with them, and next thing I know, a week later, they're emailing me telling me, "Oh, well, we hired somebody internally."
Of course.
You all invited me to that second interview, and when you seen that I was visually impaired, your first thought was, you can't do it.
And that's just what we face every damn time with a job prospect. We love you over the phone, but God, no, if you come into our interview, oh, God, no, they're visually impaired. They can't do it. They can't do it.
If I
And
would
it's
have showed
beyond
up,
frustrating.
if I would have showed up and not shown that I had a vision impairment, I would have had that job.
Oh, absolutely, you would have had it.
Guarantee it. But they let, you know, that get in the way, and it's this is one of the things where I'm going to use the term, it's not fair,
It
because it's
isn't
not.
fair.
I've got a almost, well, little over $90,000 debt that I can't even try to pay because it's being that difficult just to get a job, and I find it absolutely ridiculous. I remember
Here's
when.
the other part of the problem I know. We can't get a job ourselves. But I notice a lot of your employers will hire people who use drugs, people who use meth, and other things like that. They'll get hired, but if you have a disability like a visual impairment, nope. God no. We don't want you. And my thing is, why wouldn't you hire somebody like Johnny or myself who one can be very dependable, show up on time, get our job done, do everything you ask, but yet you want to hire somebody who has shown when they've used drugs or meth that they can't be dependable and they can't do their job and show up on time.
Well, I see your point about it, but I also believe that someone on drugs can definitely be dependable. That it depends
That,
on.
well,
I Again, I've got a very uh, different opinion in the way that we look at people that are on drugs. Like, if they're really trying to be successful and they're trying to go through rehabilitation and all that, then I give them thumbs up.
no, no,
But
no, I do too. I'm
but for the
referring to the
ones
ones
that,
that don't.
yeah, the ones that don't,
I
then,
should have made that
but they don't
clear.
have no way to organize that though, Brandon. They can't
Right.
say to one person that is, that the only way they know if you're on drugs is they do a drug test. That's the only way they
Right.
know. So I totally agree. They do hire people though that, let's just say, that are not responsible. That don't
Yeah,
have
that's what I
no,
meant.
well, say, I mean, you're not wrong. There are a lot of people that do get jobs that's on drugs, and that they're still on drugs and they're not dependable. They're there to get a paycheck, and then they go
Hmm.
somewhere else. So you're not wrong. I'm just saying that, we they should give that, like you pointed out though. I mean, they should be giving us the same credit,
Absolutely.
minus
It's
the
not like we
drugs.
don't want to
But
work.
no,
We want to work. We want to be productive members of society like everybody else. I just wonder why that's so
you
difficult
know,
for employers to
I
grasp.
think it also all falls on whoever's doing the interview, who's in charge of the hiring. If the person that's
Hmm.
hiring is very open minded, very understanding, you'll have a good chance for a job. If they're not,
Yep.
hang it up. Game over.
Yep.
Um, I like what I did in college. I studied psychology. I'm just doing a little test here, guys. Okay. Um, I did, 2 years of criminal justice, and then I did the rest of my college in psychology. And I'm good at what I do. I'm good at what I learned. Um, people like talking to me. They connect with me a lot easier than they do a lot of other psychologists out there. Why? I'll tell you why. Because not only do I understand their situation, not only do I have the skills as, a psychologist, but I've also been through some of the things that they've been through.
Oh, and you listen to them and you
There
don't show
are,
that cold
well,
indifference
there's a
like,
lot of psychologists that never in their life was on drugs
hmm,
or any of that, right? So it makes it harder for someone to connect to them because they're going off of just what the book said. Me,
right.
I've got what the book said and I've got the experience.
Hmm.
So it makes a big difference. But it would not surprise me. Now, this is given, certain circumstances, but it would not surprise me that TikTok, right here, what I'm doing now, it would not surprise me if this doesn't become more successful than me finding work. I bet you
Yeah.
I'll be doing better right here on TikTok than going out there trying to find a job every day.
Considering the fact you get new followers
And
every single day, yeah.
if I'm comfortable with what I do here on TikTok, and I'm able to, survive, that's all I care.
Hmm.
Because I can do a lot of the stuff that I learned in college. I can put that through TikTok. Like I said,
And it would make a greater impact too on somebody.
it reaches people a lot easier because not everybody's going to come to you. At least this way, I can do motivational speeches, and people that are going through that situation can listen to the live stream or listen to the video,
Right.
and hopefully, it's something that helps them. And so, anyway, I think that people, at these different employers, that they just have a lack of understanding, a lack of really understanding how to deal or handle someone that has a disability. Whether it's me with
Well, and
low
I
vision, or whether it's you, Brandon, with no vision, whether it's, Katie that's in a wheelchair, or Tom that can't hear.
I gotta wonder too, maybe if that's a factor, but also maybe some of them had a bad experience with somebody with a disability prior to you walking into
I
that
mean,
business and saying,
they could have, but I'm going to say I'm going to go with probably not. I'm going
probably
to.
not. I'm in agreement with you, but I mean sometimes that does unfortunately play a
Yeah, but
role.
I don't think so. Not here. It's too small for it
No.
to be. No. It's just the fact that they don't understand. They don't understand. They think that that's going to be the one thing that keeps you from doing a job, when in reality it does neither one. It doesn't keep you from doing your job. It doesn't affect you in any way, whether it's you finding a job or keeping a job or doing your job. Your eyes has nothing to do with that, and should not
Exactly.
be
It
something
shouldn't be
that
a
they got to
factor in that
consider.
decision.
Now, if it's a job where you need your eyes, and your vision, you don't have, you can't see to do the job that you need to be able to do, then that's different. But a psychologist, you know, I I don't need to have good eyesight to sit at a desk and counsel somebody and talk
No.
to them. I don't need to have good eyesight to go to the police station and talk to people that's in jail. I don't need to have a good eyesight to go to prisons and talk to people that's in, prison for life, or in prison for 20 years. I don't need good vision to go to a rehabilitation center to talk to someone that's going through rehab. So,
Also, you don't need good vision to do a Bible study in church. That's another area that I've noticed a lot too.
well, I've not really had no major issue with that. So, I'm not going to say that one, because I think if you want to do it and you're at the right church, I think that's something that you would do, and if it's meant to be and God wants you to do it at that time, you're going to do it.
Hmm.
I don't think that that's even, I just don't think so. But the point is, just because people out here have disabilities don't mean we can't work. We want to work, so give us a job, people.
Yeah, give us a chance to work and be productive citizens.
Don't be hypocrites. Don't be cowards because you don't want to hire someone, because you can't, for some reason, have the ability with your small knowledge of that brain on your little chip. You need to open up your thoughts a little bit better and understand that just because someone has a disability. Let me tell you
Yep.
something, you guys. I have low sight, low vision. I've talked about it before. I can see a little. If you're standing by me, I can see you. If you're at my door, I can tell you're there, but I'm not gonna be able to make you out like I could if you're standing by me. Anyway, you got a vehicle, and it needs worked on. I can guarantee you, if it was outside my door and it needed to be fixed, given that we knew what it needed. Let's just say that it needed a new half shaft. I can do that stuff. There's a lot of stuff that I can do working on vehicles, using my hands, using the same tools as a sighted person would use.
Hmm.
What's the difference? My hands is what I use to make the identification of different parts, where they're located, where they're at, how many bolts do they have. My hands are my eyes when I'm working on vehicles. So,
Yep.
I don't know. People just, these employers need to wake up. They need to wake up
Wake up and quit being so
and
small minded and stop focusing on the dis and
hire people with
disability.
disabilities, where you're probably going to keep them for a very long time within the company, save your company some money because it takes more money to keep on hiring people. You're
Yep.
losing money that way instead of making it. So, broaden your knowledge and give people a chance to work. Come on. I mean, that's just the reality of it.
Exactly.
Guys, while you're here, if you don't mind, tap on the screen. I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you supporting the channel. We do have subscriptions set up. There's 3 different levels. So there's a subscription tier that we have. So you have 1, 2, and 3. And as of right now, just if you want to subscribe, and we would love if you did because that helps to support us. You can just pick the lowest level one, and you're going to get stuff that makes it worth it. But I wanted to make sure, hopefully, you guys are able to see the link to subscribe to the channel. If not, let me know. Send me a message, and I will do what I can to fix it. But yeah, so what do you think, Brandon?
I agree with you. I think employers need to, one, not be so close minded about people with disabilities and working. And two, when you see one of us, don't automatically assume we can't do a job. Ask questions, ask us how we can do things, and we'll tell you. And don't focus on the dis part in the word disability. I think
right.
that's a big thing that people do a lot.
Definitely so. Definitely. And all we can do is speak how we feel about it, and hope that our message gets out there to other people that can do something about it. That's where it counts. Networking to get our voice heard from the right people. Because these companies are making a huge mistake not hiring those that do want to work with disabilities. If they can do the job, hire them, because you're probably going to keep them for a very long time unless the job.
And you're going to find they're going to be very dependable workers.
I mean, they might get the job and a week later realize that there's some stuff they're having trouble and it's becoming very difficult. That's part of the process. You got to kind of have that learning process. And if the job don't
Yep.
work out after you've been there for a couple of weeks, fine. So then they leave and you hire someone else. But at least let them try. Let them show you what they can do, what they can't do. Come on, people. It don't take rocket science to be able to allow somebody that wants to work and give them a job. And that's, I mean, guys, when I was 11 years old, I was in tobacco fields cutting tobacco, visually impaired. When I was 10 and 11 years old, I was standing up in a barn 2 or 3, sometimes 4 tiers high, hanging tobacco. When I was 10, 11 years old, I was out sitting on sitters that were being pulled by tractors, planting tobacco, loading tobacco, stripping tobacco. I mean, my stepdad even had me, as a kid, I was mowing the grass. I had a routine that worked, and when I got done, by the time I was done mowing, like got done with the job, it always ended up looking good.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about being blind is or visually impaired. As long as you got the right system for the job you're doing, that's all it should matter.
I agree.
So, if anybody's ever listening, you are in the position to hire somebody. I'm asking you. I'm not telling you. I'm asking you. Give these people a chance, will you? Let them show you what they can do. Don't be the gut kicker and kick someone in the gut, send them home with a cramp that they can't get rid of because they feel absolutely worthless.
Mm-hmm.
Be the motivator, not the intimidator. Hire these people. Give them jobs. So, I don't know. That's just my opinion. Um, and I could have not went to college, but finding a job not going to college makes it even more impossible because there are a lot of jobs that I can't do. You wouldn't want to hire me and put me on the floor at a factory that, I had to, take parts and put my hand inside of these large presses and stuff. I can understand why you
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't hire someone to do that job that's blind.
Yeah.
Because they're going to lose a hand or lose fingers or lose an arm. Who
Yep.
knows? So that I do get. I got it. I got it. What do you think, Brandon?
Yeah. I mean, you said all I've had to say. I mean, I agree. You know.
And the other thing that blows my mind is you get people that do have disabilities and they've been so sheltered their whole freaking life
Yep.
and they never have to worry about responsibility.
Or living on their own or paying bills.
I don't like bills, but I don't know.
Trust me, I don't like bills either, but it's part of life. We got to pay them, right?
That's right. And I guess
I mean, we can't just.
it, it's a little different for me because I do have street smarts. I know what it's like to have to survive living on the street. I've done it. When I was 19, uh, and I'm going to do a video do a story time is what I'm going to call it, a live stream that we're going to do one week or one day, and we're just going to talk about different things we've done. But I'll share this with you. I know what it's like to be on the street, so that allowed me to gain street smarts. Meaning, do you know what that means, Brandon? What does it mean for me to be street smart?
That
What do I
basically
mean by that?
means you know how to survive in a situation if you're homeless or on the streets.
That's right.
And you've got knowledge that you can't learn from books.
That's right. And so I had to learn how to survive out there on my own. I had a mother that agreed kicking me out at the age of 13 years old. I had a stepdad that was abusive and would pull our hair and smack us and do these really horrible things. But when it came time for me to get out, did I like it? No. But again, all that stuff, it's experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we will.
And I gotta say this before we go. What?
Oh, you're good.
And I've posed this question to some who have disabilities and the shelter ones that you were just talking about, who never have to worry about anything. What are they going to do when their family isn't around to take care of them anymore? And I pose that question.
Welcome, Stephen.
And it amazes me how they will say things like, oh, somebody else in my family will take care of me. Okay, but what if they can't because they have their own family? What are you going to do then? And it's amazing how their thought process doesn't go, gee, maybe I might need to learn how to maybe be responsible for myself and live on my own and
You know,
budget my money.
I I'm glad that I'm able to do that. Do I like being in these jams with, finances and stuff because I can't get anybody to hire me? No, I
Mm-mm.
don't like it. But I'm surviving. And
Same
that's what
here.
counts. We're surviving. I don't have someone that will fold my clothes or put them in the washer, dry them, hang them up.
I don't have someone to cook for me or plan my meals every day, you know. And like you said, I'm glad of that too because it gives me the ability to go, okay, you're an adult. What do you need to do for yourself to survive another day? You need to cook a meal.
Right,
You need to do what you need to do to survive.
right.
And it's honestly liberating to not be in the situation where everybody's doing everything for you. And I'm sorry, it embarrasses me as a grown man to see other grown men with disabilities be sheltered like this to where they're not able to do anything for themselves or be responsible or, pay their own bills or things like that. It's really kind of embarrassing to see that because it's like, wow, you're grown and yet you're still being
I
passive
agree.
and no, I don't mind living like this. How could
You
you
know,
like to live
we're we're
not
going to
surviving on your own?
we're going to talk about this because you got it on my mind. I'm just going to say it.
Okay.
Just the way I am, guys. Um, I'm glad that I can pay my own bills.
Oh, I am too. Absolutely.
But what I don't approve of is somebody that don't have to worry about it. They're completely sheltered. Don't you dare lecture someone about being self dependent. Don't you dare
Yes.
lecture somebody on how they need to live when they're out there really doing it. When you're doing what? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Exactly.
Are you
You're not
taking
having to
care of
pay your bills.
yourself? Are you paying your own bills? Are you doing your own laundry? Are you cooking your own food? Are you washing your own clothes? Are you even shopping for your own clothes?
And I'll tell you what else gets me, Johnny.
Your shoe
And I had
size? It
this
gets me too.
no, no, no. I had this argument with somebody the other day. They bought something that was a lot of money, which is a new technology, and they asked me. They
Oh,
said,
the
"Well,
uh, the walk, or what is it called?
yeah, the glide,
The glide.
glide."
Yeah.
So they bought a glide, and they asked me. They're like, "Well, you can get on a payment plan," and I said, "No, I can't." And then they're like, "Well, I don't understand. It's only this much a month." And I said, "Let me tell you something. It's called I live on my own. I have to budget. I have to pay bills, and bills come first before my wants. So you wouldn't know that because you don't live on your own. You don't pay your bills. You don't cook your own food. And like you said, they don't do their own clothes.
That's right.
And it's maddening when somebody tries to tell me or ask me, why don't you get item B because you get so much a month? Well, I kind of can't do that because I have to be a responsible adult since I'm living on my own, budget, pay my bills that are obviously important. They need to get paid.
Yeah,
That's a necessity over a want.
I think my thing is I like that I'm able to at least do my best to take care of myself.
Absolutely.
Now this whole job thing that makes it really hard, but
It does.
I'm still proud that I'm able to do that to where I can say I don't gotta have diddly to have something done for me.
Yep.
Would I appreciate it? Someone opens the door for me. Yeah, I appreciate that. But when you open that door, open it out of just being respectful, not out of, oh, I better open the door for a disabled guy.
Hmm. I agree with you. I'm proud to live on my own and proud to be able to pay my own bills and be a responsible adult as much as I
Absolutely.
can. Even though I don't have work, I'm able to survive.
Absolutely. Stephen Hearn joined us.
Oh, welcome.
Appreciate you, Stephen.
But no, I just wanted to get that out there. I get annoyed when people ask me, "Why can't you get item B because you get money?" Well, it's called being a responsible adult, folks. And believe me, I would love to have that item, but I'm not going to sit there and spend half of my money on that and not pay my bills and be irresponsible
Right, right. No, I got you, man.
because it would make me look bad as a person.
Yeah, you're right.
And I pay my bills every single month. The first you can ask anybody, the first thing I do when I get my check, I go through, pay the bills that need to get paid first, that need immediate payment.
Well, let's be realistic about something for a minute. When it comes down to, again, someone like me or you that's got a visual impairment, let's just go to reality for a second. We are affected in every way.
Absolutely.
Careers, it's hard to get a job because people want to
Mm-hmm.
judge because, oh no, that person
Yeah.
can't see. We're affected socially. A lot of people would rather not hang out with you.
Mm-hmm.
We're affected relationship wise. A lot of people are scared to be with somebody because, oh, there's something wrong with them. It's like,
Yep.
going to a car lot to get a new car and you see the one that's a little bit older. Tires are
Oh, I
wore
can
down.
imagine the
Tires
conversations
are
people have with you on that one.
tires are wore down a little bit more, but it runs good. It don't look so great, but it runs
Mm-hmm.
it runs really good.
Right.
But instead they would rather take the one that looks good to them, the one that they're used to seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Same idea really. But
Well,
point
and I
is
think
we're
also,
affected in many ways when it comes down to it.
and I think if you're one that is sheltered and you live with somebody and have everything done for you, it's 10 times worse because family hinders you socially, uh,
Now I will tell you one thing.
financially.
I I do know that there's been cases where I've seen people that, you know, want to talk about relationships and all this and I want this person to do this and that. But yet there's something comes comes with taking care of yourself, and that's your
Mm-hmm.
hygiene. I think it's disgusting people that don't. Me, I shave my face. I got to. I always shave. I
Oh,
think it's
absolutely.
disgusting to have hair all over your face. I think it's disgusting
Yes.
that people can't take 10 minutes out of their day to keep themselves clean. I think it says a lot about a person when they don't take care of themselves. It's disgusting.
I've seen people that don't even, men that don't even put on deodorant. That's even more disgusting.
It is. It just, like I said, it goes back to hygiene. Take care of yourself. Don't be so lazy that you say, oh, I did take a shower, but then in reality, it's been a week and a half. Take a
Mm-hmm.
shower every day. Get used to feeling clean. Get used to looking decent. Get used to, and, I'm not saying that, people that do this, I'm not saying they're bad, but you can't expect someone to be with you if you look like an old bag of dog food, right? Like,
Well, and let's just be honest. First impressions for us really, really count for appearance.
yeah. So, if you are disabled, or even if you're not disabled, the one thing that needs to be 100%, whether you're disabled or not, that's hygiene. Take care of yourself.
Absolutely.
Keep yourself clean. Now, granted, unfortunately, there's been a number of people that I've tried to get with in my past, and they didn't want nothing to do with it, all because, oh, he's visually impaired. I'm not going to be at that. I don't want to be in public with somebody that's not normal. All I can say is I pray for people that's like that.
Yep.
I don't hate them, but I don't know. Like, not everything that So I guess my point is like there are reasons that do make sense why sometimes people don't can't get a job or can't get a relationship. Sometimes there are legit reasons. If you go to an
Mm-hmm.
interview and you look like a rag doll and you're wearing a stained up shirt, or you're going in and you're sweaty and stinky, or you're going in, you didn't even shave or brush your teeth or brush your hair, don't you dare expect them to give you a job, and don't criticize them when they
No.
don't. So I just want people to realize that I'm not on here only saying poor us, because there are reasons why sometimes things don't work out. But if you are not giving them reasons, then that's where I've got a problem.
Yep.
You know. So, but no, you're right. Like I've seen a lot of people, guys. I've seen people that are visually impaired slash blind that play these text games, and that is their world. That is their life. They
Oh
they
man.
stay on. Matter of fact, that Thomas guy, he would
Yeah.
live
He's an
on
example of
these,
that.
and his character on the game was like his real life. So
Not
he,
just him. You had Jake who wanted to be a simmer, but he was acting like it was his life, like a real job. And I'm like, what is wrong with you people?
yeah. So just make sure, if again, don't be one of them people where you just sit back and let someone do everything for you. Get up off your ass. Pardon my French, Lord, forgive me. And do it.
Learn if you have to. I can't tell you how many times I've suggested
The one word I don't believe in is
things.
impossible. I don't believe in that word.
Yeah. I can't tell you how many times I've suggested to individuals, like they'll tell me, oh, I've not been able to cook. I'm like, look, if you get a crock pot, that's going to be your best friend starting out because you're going to be able to cook many things in a crock pot. And it's not hard to do.
You're right.
I,
100%.
I, I just, you have to have the motivation to learn this stuff.
It just takes you getting up and doing it.
Yeah.
That's it. And if you are, one of them people that really do want to get out there and do something, then by golly, you get out there and do it. Don't let someone else's opinion bring you down. Just because I don't like the way you put your hair up in pigtails, that don't mean nothing. Who cares
Mm-hmm.
what I like or don't like? If it's not affecting you, don't worry about it.
Tell people
Go
that all the time.
go back and listen to the video that we did about goal setting. You want something in your life, make it a goal. Right at the top. Organize your goals. 1, 2, 3, X, Y, Z. And then, yeah. So, anyway, that's, it's always a good topic when we get on these topics. I do believe in, people with disabilities working. I do believe that, you know, um, I think relationship wise, I wish people would give other people a better chance than just judging them because, oh no, they got a disability. I don't want to be seen with that.
Yep.
That's a sad way to be. So please don't be like that.
It is.
Anybody out there listening or watching this stream, if you've done that before, please don't do it again. Give these people a chance. So, anyway, um, don't forget Monday night Bible study, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 8 p.m., 7 Central. Um, make sure you connect. We usually run for about an hour, hour and a half. Here lately, I think we've been running them for about 70, 80 minutes.
Yeah, I think the last one we did was about an hour and 30 minutes, if I remember.
Yeah. I am going to try to get our guests back on. Um, so hopefully we can do that, get him back on the show. Uh, I've got a couple of different things that we're probably going to talk about on Monday, and I'll do a video just because I do small videos just advertising what time it starts, and sometimes I'll put a little bit of a description in there too on what we're going to be doing, talking about. Um, but yeah, so every Monday right here, and then Friday nights. I think we said Friday or Saturday nights. We're going to try to do just a live stream, open source talking. Talking about
Yeah, I think it was Friday nights.
just a little bit of everything. Yeah, I think it was Friday night at 8 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Um, hold on, make sure this is okay. I think we're good. I just wanted to make sure. I'm not going to lie, man. There's been people, in my life that I would have loved to have been with, in the
Yeah.
loving way. And they were just too scared. And I'm just like, listen, don't be scared.
And that's sad. It's really sad.
But it is what it is. And all we can do is continue to try to motivate people, stay positive,
Mm-hmm.
keep going for the bigger picture.
Yep.
Sometimes we got to step out of our zone and look in from the outside, right?
Yeah.
Look at what just look at yourself 100%. Look at
Mm-hmm.
what you're doing or where you're going. And I think if you do that, What I mean, what do you think, Brandon?
I agree. Definitely got to remain positive.
Absolutely. So, y'all stay positive. If anybody out there you're going through anything today, just think of there's always something positive you can think about. Put a smile on your face, and we believe in you. If there's something you want in life, then by golly, you get up and go get it. And ladies, don't judge somebody just because they got you know a vision problem. That's silly. Like, I mean, I always tell people, and that's the other thing I wanted to talk about real quick was to not be ashamed about who you are. And if you are ashamed on who you are, then fix it. But don't be ashamed of something about yourself that you can't change.
Yep.
Be thankful. That's what I say. So,
Exactly.
anyway, guys, it was good while we was here. Um, I'd like to remind you, y'all, if you can subscribe to the channel, you're gonna want to do that. Um, at some point, now I don't know when this is going to happen, but we're also going to have live subscribe, and what that means is if you're not subscribed and we go live, you won't be able to see us. That's going to be coming later. I think we might try that. Um, we want to get to know you as much as you want to get to know us. I think that's fair way to say that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Um, anyways, you guys, it's been good. I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day wherever you might be. And again, if you can subscribe, go ahead and subscribe. If you can't find the link, let me know. I will get it to you. The thing I was going to tell you about forgot, when you are subscribed, me and Brandon will be bringing you content that I guarantee you will not see it as just a regular viewer. There is a whole probably 5 or 6 videos, I bet you. Matter of fact, Brandon got to listen to a preview this morning of one of the things that's being put together for subscribers. And let me tell you something.
It's good.
If you only know me a little bit, and you only know a little bit about what I went through in 2024, you'll know it all after you listen to these videos. Because I tell exactly what I went through, what happened to me, the way that things were thrown at me. So, make sure you subscribe if you can. And guys, we appreciate you. Tap on the screen, share it with your friends. Give us a like if you would. Them likes do make a big difference on the entire algorithm of TikTok, TikTok. So make sure you click on that like button. Give us a like. Give us a share. Because, the way I see it, when you're on these platforms, you gotta stick together. Like, you guys supporting us, I'll turn around and when I got followers, you can ask Brandon this. I check it 3 or 4 or 5 times a day, and when I see new followers, what
Yep.
do? I follow back.
Follow back.
I support everybody on TikTok that supports me. So, guys, I appreciate all of you. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Another thing, just keep in mind, if you're sending a message on chat and for some reason I didn't see it, send me a direct message. If you'd like to talk, I talked about we're going to be, bringing in more admins. If that's something you would like to help out with, let me know. That way we can start building that trust relationship. And once I trust you, I know you're good. we'll definitely be bringing in more admins because it keeps things. What am I looking for here, Brandon?
It keeps things organized, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. So, guys, we appreciate you. Y'all have a good day. Again, please remember to share this with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or any other social site you might be a part of. Share it with them, invite them over, have them follow us. We will follow back. Give us a like. Subscribe to the channel if you can. We would love to see you on that side of things. Uh, Otherwise, I hope you guys are having a good day. I'll be back here later. I think we're going to try to do that flight again. Last night we had a weird scenario. You can hit the escape key when you're on the sim, and it will go to like a different menu, so it like pauses it. But you can also hit an actual button that says pause. That button somehow got hit, and I couldn't unpause it.
Uh-oh.
Even though you were hearing the sounds and all that, it was still paused. You're just able to hear the jet's engines stay running while paused. Anyways, we will maybe do that flight again here in a little while. Again, guys, we appreciate you. Y'all have a wonderful day, a wonderful night, wonderful morning, wherever you might be. We love you guys very much. Thank y'all so much for your support. Until next time, stay safe, my friends, and we'll see you soon.